guys, Dark Metheus here. Welcome to our off-season episode. And to start it off, well, end of last episode, we didn't know where our DC went. Well, he was hired by Arizona State to go be the DC for them. So he is going over there. Nothing crazy with that. Was that because someone was fired off of the Arizona? Probably. Yeah, so the DC was fired there. It was a 4-2-5, so they're staying with that 4-2-5 defensive look. Now, we have to look for a defensive coordinator for this one. All right, so we have Josh Coleman come in. We want to be... But let's try it. We can come in. Let's see if we can get Josh Coleman to come in. All right. And then from there, let's look at everything on here. So we'll look at college football bracket there at the end. So award winners here. Let's start. Your player of the year is Cade Klubnik from Clemson. The senior will go into the draft. Head coach goes to White Emmett of New Mexico. Best quarterback, of course, it's Cade Klubnik. Best defensive player is Kevin Session on the year. He will be graduating this year, so we'll see where he goes in the draft. Probably a mid to late round pick. Best defensive back, Kevin Winston from Penn State. Best running back, Lowry is here at 3. So Lowry had a pretty good year, but we might look elsewhere if someone else is there. Nick Anderson, best receiver in the country from Oklahoma. Lombardi goes to Kevin Session. The Unitas goes to Cade Klubnik. That makes sense. Best defensive end goes to Session. Best interior lineman goes to Dylan Fairchild, left guard out of Georgia. Best tight end goes to Lawson Lucky of Georgia, who's a junior, so he might go in the draft. Freddie Massey is the best DC in the country. The Crest coordinator. He is a DC. Best linebacker, Jihad Campbell out of Alabama. Parker Brailsford is the best center out of Alabama. Lou Graza, which is the best kicker, goes to Tristan Alvano from Nebraska. Best punter, Ryan Eckley from Michigan State. And the best returner goes to Katie Daniels, halfback. He is a freshman out of Florida. So that is a good one there for your award winners. Let's look at the All-Americans. So nationally, I don't think we're going to have anyone national. There's one for Purdue in here at receiver, Easton Messer. We're from Missouri at right tackle, so we're not going to have anyone there. Second team, Aiden Lowry is in the second team at halfback, which makes sense there. Let's look at freshmen. We're likely not going to have any freshmen because our recruiting class is not that great. Yep. Look at the MAC itself. First team, Aiden Lowry is there in the first team in the MAC. Jake Gassaway at middle linebacker and Ethan Tierney at strong safety. Second team, Drew Hoth, who's a senior at left tackle. And no one else. The freshmen, we have Johnny Jerry, played true freshman at center. Tristan Hilliard played defensive tackle. He's just straight freshman. And that is your All-Americans for us. So nothing crazy like that. I think I'm going to wait until we get to the next the final week to see who won the championship, and then we'll look at all of the bowl games. So Kamani Redfield does commit to us at right outside linebacker, and we should have a couple more. It'd be good if we have maybe like 2 or more. Coach Carousel is live now, and we have no one here. It's given to us. The openings, nothing crazy with that. We'll do a coaching carousel franchise with that. Did we get him in? Okay, Josh Coleman does come over. Still gonna be a 4-2-5 until I am confident that we can play a 4-3. So with that being that hired, let's go one more week, I think. And then we should see, it should be national championship week in this. And we'll have to see, there might be a couple of people. All right, so there's your national championship. It's going to be Michigan against Kansas State. Let's look at the bowl matchups at this point. Let's see if there was anything that was great. What? I actually cannot see bowl games. I probably have to do scores and schedules like this. Yeah. So conference championship, for us, it was Ohio won the conference championship for the MAC. Georgia beats Alabama. It's Penn State over Oregon and Clemson over Miami. So nothing crazy there. We went in a bowl week. Let's see if there's anything insane here. Wow. Oh, that's Ohio. Never mind. Ohio State obviously embarrasses Pittsburgh. They were just in the Holiday Bowl. Alabama beats Cincinnati, so there's nothing crazy there. UAB beats Virginia. That's interesting. NC State over Texas Tech. A little bit of an upset there. Florida beat Virginia Tech. Nebraska over Hawaii. Here it is. Oregon and New Mexico. We're going to look at that actually in the bit. BYU. Oregon State barely beats out Marshall. Notre Dame beat Nevada. That's just an astounding whooping at that point. And Purdue lost to UCF. Going to bowl week 2. Texas over Illinois. Florida over Penn State. Looking for anything big. Your Gator Bowl, it's FSU that wins that. And then we'll see. Let's see it via the national championship screen. And then I think from here, I'm going to save it. I'm going to do an update of the game, and then we're going to hop back right in this save before everything goes there. So, no cam here. New Mexico beats Oregon 24-16. Texas Tech loses to Florida. NC State over Texas Tech. Or that's Virginia Tech lost to Florida. NC State over Texas Tech. Michigan over Miami. So all those teams move on. Michigan ends up playing Clemson and beats them 24-7. Georgia beats NC State 34-3. That was a beating. Florida over Penn State 34-17. And then Kansas State over New Mexico 31-14. It goes on. Kansas State beats Florida 48-24. And then Michigan beats Georgia 27-13. So that is your national championship. We'll go one day to see that game, and then I will save it there. And then we'll look. Conference prestige goes up. Nice. Although we're still at the bottom. So that's one thing. And I'm going to change a couple of things so we have a Pac-12. Make sure our staff moves are still there. Okay, yeah, we don't have anywhere else, so we'll tell us to hire him. And it's Kansas State over Michigan to win the national championship. All right, I'll put a cut here. I'm going to update the game, and then we'll go into the rest of the offseason. Okay, so kind of already went through all of this. We're good. Staff moves. We already made our staff moves. I think it's on to the next week. All right. I'm hoping that we can keep Lowry. right, players leaving. I am fine with Skardovet leaving. Can we keep... Okay, Malcor is leaving, and then what about Patterson? Patterson's decided to stay, so we lose Malcor, but I don't think he's playing in the first place at this point. I don't think so. Okay, we're gonna have to think about that. Nothing crazy. Alright, we have a commit here with Storm Boger. Free safety. That's gonna help us a bit. Toning down our points. Alright, here is the offseason, but first, draft results. No data, nothing. Zip, nada. Alright, let's look at the transfer portal. Okay, quarterback, we're good. Halfback. One from Florida State. Ooh. Receiving back. He's a freshman transfer. Let's put him on the list. As a freshman transfer? That one's big. Not seeing anything here. We'll take a look at those two. On the Florida State. Ooh. Larry Speed of Wisconsin. Transfer. Freshman transfer to Patton. Maybe. Maybe with Stark. And I think this is probably the end of what we're looking at. Okay. So not a lot of what we could use. All right, so that is the look there. Let's go to the next screen. 1 of 4. All right, there's Harvey Awesome. That's a big one. Church is gone. There's Eric Francis. We're at the top of Stark as well. All right, there's Antoine Owen, Eric Newcomb, Sterling Webb. We should have 3 or 4 here. All right, there's Stark. That is a big one. Cornell, Illinois, Lane, Speed, Spears, Mentor. Was that everyone? I think that's everyone. I might have missed 1 or 2. We got 25 in. Yeah, we missed out like 4, I think. So Stark has normal dev. Cornell has star dev. He's going to be coming in as a sophomore, I think. Kanoy has elite. We're going to be starting him. Lane has star. That'll help. Bergman, natural. Quintero has impact. Spears has him back. Harvey's normal. Speed is normal. Normal for mentor, but we need another back that could play on 3rd down. Webb, Avery being a 3-star gem, that's going to be good. Matson is normal, and then we've kind of looked through everyone else that has it. Newcomb has impact, Owen has impact, Francis has impact. Star for awesome. Nice, that's going to be good. Uset has star. So we have a couple of big players there. Let's look at position changes. We do have 1 athlete. We have 2 athletes. So Quintero being a run stopper. I think we put him at the left outside linebacker because we don't have enough. And then Madsen being a physical receiver. Makes sense. All right, let's look at this roster now. Rousseau is a 75. Warren's a 75. But remember, Rousseau is going to have some development. So there's that. We haven't got to that portion. Off-season development. Mentor is a 71. That's actually good for a freshman redshirt because he's going to be faster than Gensler. This was actually best case scenario. Who can play that position? I could put him at fullback. Jung is going to switch over to another position. All the position changes are made, I think. Yep. We have a new kicker. All right, next week. I mean, Block will just play him. It's fine. He's a true freshman. All right, there's more. Here's the training results. Quarterback Rousseau is a 78, so he will be our quarterback going into this next year. And Luth will be his backup. Lowry is an 80. Poe is a 78. Receiver Thomas is an 81. Tipkin goes up to a 78. Oh, see a little bit. Chestnut's a 77. Oh wow, Chestnut, look at this man. Okay, there's something to be said that if we just take Applegate in and he plays a little bit of fullback and tight end, but Chestnut looks like a dog out here. Nash is actually at a 76, so he is going to be the one starting on the left side, it looks like. Curry on the left. Jerry's an 81, so he's going to be starting in the middle. Huron here is an 80. A 76 on the right for Patterson. Okay. Randall is an 81. Sanders will be a 79. Okay, that's nice for Young. Well, we can get him in and out. Hilliard is a 79. A 70 for Ruggins. 85 and 80 in the middle. Lasco is a 74. Neal is a 72. Finley, Knighton, Armstrong, Block is in here. I might redshirt Block this year completely. This season. Free safety, Lee gonna be out here. Porter, Tierney, and Banner. So that's pretty good. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Block is gonna be redshirted for another year, which is fine. All right, can we encourage transfers? We don't need to. We don't need to encourage transfers. Nice. Okay. Now, custom conferences. Now, I'm going to change this a little bit because there's some changes. Because there's some teams going back into Pac-12. So, we're going to recreate a little bit of the Pac-12. So, we need to add Boise State. Boise State, I think, is in Mountain West. So Boise State's going over here. Colorado State, I think, is also over here. Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State, and Utah State, and Gonzaga does not have a football team. So the ACC is pulling in Army. And then Louisiana Tech. So we play the first three. How are we going to recruit? Okay, so let's change this. Let's have this Iowa game be open. We'll play at home against Iowa to at least have somewhere where the recruits can come. Jesus. Okay. That looks good. That's going to be a hard one to deal with. All right, let's set up our board. What are we looking at our team needs right now? So we have one senior quarterback. We need to bring in one quarterback. One halfback maybe. Maybe receiver. We're good with tight end. We don't need that. We don't need more tight ends. I think you're crazy with that. Left hat. Oh, we need every single position on the line but center. End. Could use a DT. Always could use linebackers. I feel like we're good at... Well, we need a free safety. All right, we have our initial look, our initial targets. Let's see how this goes this first week. It is 0 week preseason. It's in there. We've already done the schedule. And then let's look at preseason All-Americans. Preseason top 25 starts with Oregon up top, Michigan at 2. Georgia, Florida is there at 5. Kansas State's at 6. Illinois there at 7. Big shocker there. We go through Texas Tech at 11. Shocker that Alabama's at 13. Boston College at 14. Tennessee's only at 17. UAB's at 20. Arkansas's at 18. Then rounding out, a little shocker at the end between 21 and 25. Charlotte at 21. North Texas at 22. Oregon State at 23. Fresno State at 24. And Tulane at 25. Looking at the preseason All-Americans at this point. First team, we're not going to have anyone. In the second team, we're of course not going to have anyone at the top. So that is something to remember, that we're just not the best team. First team though in our division, we have John Jerry, the sophomore, true sophomore, playing center. The defensive tackle, Tristan Hilliard. Jake Gassaway at middle linebacker. Kendrick Start, the junior's transfer, he's going to be starting for us. And Ethan Tierney at strong safety. So we were pretty good in the first team. Good first team show out. Second team, Aiden Lowry at halfback, Kyle Thomas at receiver, Rayshawn Randall at left end. So nothing big at the first team or the second team for us. It's mostly first team there. We advance it. The preseason Heisman projection: Jeremiah Smith out of Ohio State, Noah Faitia at Arizona, TJ Moore at Clemson, Jaheim White at West Virginia, and at Connor Wegman at Texas A&M. Can I look at the projections? No, I don't. All right, let's do our red shirts before we forget to do this. At quarterback, I think I'm going to redshirt both Warren and Starr at this point. If we have the injuries, which we are going to turn up injuries, we will have Starr be our third quarterback. Halfback, of course, Latulai needs to be put as well. At receiver, Madsen, Lane, and Rathman are all going to be redshirted. We're good at tight end. Awesome is going to be redshirted here at left guard. Harvey at right guard. Cornell at right tackle. At end, we're going to have Francis and Owen Start both redshirted. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to redshirt both. Bergman and Kenoy will both be as well. Avery is going to be redshirted this year. He is going to eventually take over for Webb. Quintero and Doucette are both going to be redshirted in Redfield. We're going to hopefully see something here. And then Spears at middle linebacker because we're likely going to need him next year. This time we are going to officially redshirt Block completely. We have 3 seniors ahead of him. All 3 seniors will be starting. Block will be our starter for next season. I could redshirt Lee, but we don't redshirt seniors, nor are we allowed to prevent juniors from going to the draft if they do. So a couple of the rules I've kind of came through, but Lee's not going to be redshirted. Tierney, everything will be good, and we go in with those guys. So there's our look. That means for our depth chart setup, what it's going to be is Rousseau with Braggs, Lowry, Poe, Gensler. I'm going to pull in, I'm going to keep Mentor here. Mentor is going to be our third down back as we go through. At halfback, I think I'm going to have Poe here. Poe sounds good. At receiver, Thomas is up top. Pimkin, Asnu, Mitchell, Thompson. Okay. That's good. Chestnut, Applegate, secure. I'm going to put in Applegate's going to be our 2. That looks fine. Left tackle, Nash will be starting here. At right tackle, it's going to be Patterson. That looks good. At left guard, Curry. Okay, I'm feeling good with that. Gary's in the middle. I feel good with that. Okay. On right end, Randall, Jung will back him up. I do like that. With Sanders in the right, with Dave Sanders backing him up. I do like that as well. The middle, Hilliard, Webb, Hensley. I actually like this. This is good. Left outside linebacker. Okay. Get coverage. Yeah, we'll see if he can get some penetration if we need him to. Okay, so that's good. 3 seniors up top. Stark will be the starting free safety. All right, at kick returner, I think I'm going to go in and we're going to have... Who's a receiver? Jalen Johnson is fast, though. 96. All right, so we're good there. Third down back will be Mentor. Mentor is the better receiving back, so that makes sense. Power back will be Lowry. Slot receiver. Now, who do we put at slot? Maybe Gallegos here? But let's go with Askew. Askew in the slot. I want Thomas out wide. I want Pipkin out wide. Yeah, Askew will be here. Randall's rushing on the outside with Sanders on the outside. The inside I rush, Hilliard and Sanders. That looks good. Gasaway. Okay, that looks good as well. And Davis or Armstrong. I think we just have Davis play as the slot corner. All right, so there is our set. One thing I'm going to do for this year as well, for the gameplay sliders, I am going to put the fumbles by, let's say 3. And then I'm going to put the injuries to 40 because we had minimal injuries again this last season. So we're going to go into that. Otherwise, everything else is vanilla. We want to see a little bit something going on here. And now let us go to the next week as we've set everything up for year 3. All right, Truman and Thompson both locked us out. We're in 84 across the board. First bye week. As we go through, Keys wants to come here. We're selling the house and contacting friends and family. He wants to come here. It's his number one spot. We have an ability. Now here, this is going to be a difficult one. Proximity to home. Nebraska might actually have the easy way here. But I'm going to go in for him. I don't think we can get Irving. That's out. I don't think we can get Peters. That's out. Sampson. Maybe with Bates, but Ohio State's there, so no. DeLuca. Proximity to home. Iowa's gonna get him. Randall. We could fight this, but I don't really need a tight end. Arkansas. That's gonna be a little bit difficult. Butcher. Okay, let's send the house here just to make sure. Now Rich. I think we can win this with Rich. I really do. I think we can win that. I'm gonna offer him this scholarship and just see if we can get Edmonds in. And see if that can actually do it. All right, next week. That is good. Everyone, and we're not 1.5 anymore. We're 2 stars, baby. We're 2 stars. We start with Wake Forest next episode. Oh, wow. Okay, that's good. That's a good push. That's good. Okay, with Butcher, I can probably take this down to contact friends and family. Okay, so next episode after this offseason, it's Wake Forest time. We start with them. It is going to be a hell of a game. No one's played any old. There's been a couple games played. Oregon State has played. Tulane has played. But other than that, no one else has really played. A Heisman watch. When we start this, here it is. It is receiver Jeremiah Smith, quarterback Noah Faitia, TJ Moore, receiver out of Clemson, Jakeem White, the halfback, and then Connor Wegman, the quarterback out of Texas A&M. So that's what it is. It's going to be a big try. We're going to give it the whole college try here. And I feel like we have a much better team. I think if we can win this division, I don't think we were ranked. I think we probably have to be in the Big Ten to do damage. So there's that. So thanks for hanging out. Go leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Later.